Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin.
It sure is, and I'm Ralph, behind the camera.
And welcome to Cavalcade of Food. And Ralph, today we are going to make a celery seed dressing. This is a salad dressing.
From scratch.
From scratch.
Hey, look at that tie you got. Pretty snazzy.
You like this?
Yeah,
Check this out. This is I'm going to call this a jazz tie.
Is that trombones and horns?
Yeah, trombonist, a trumpeter, dancers.
Wow.
And just look how beautifully wide that tie is. So our food friend Fred from Florida
Try saying that 3 times fast.
sent me a few vintage ties from for my collection. So thank you, Fred. I love this one, and it's a lot of fun, and I am enjoying wearing it. And we are going to make a salad dressing, Ralph. We're going to have a group of friends tomorrow gather, and I thought I was going to make a salad. I am going to make a salad
From scratch.
because it's a luncheon.
The dressing, I mean, is from scratch.
But I want to make 2 different dressings. We're going to do the first one on this episode. We're going to make one dressing that's sweet and another dressing that's tangy. Okay? Kind of like you and I. One sweet and one tangy. We'll let our food friends figure out which one's which.
You know I'm the sweet one. But it's fun to make from scratch because it's
Yeah.
more homemade, more flavorful, and simple.
And it is simple. Salad dressings are not difficult to make, especially if you've got a blender. It doesn't have to be a vintage Hamilton Beach deluxe liquid blender from the late 60s. This is often seen also, Hamilton Beach called this a cookbook blender as well, because they had a book that went with it that kind of gave you step-by-step instructions of things you could make in the blender. But anyways, if you have a blender, it's very easy to make homemade salad dressings. And if you, there's some good bottled dressings out there, so we'll just say that. But there's also a lot of dressings out there. Take a look at the ingredients, Ralph. And there's all kinds of weird stuff in some of those salad dressings. And a lot of it is just to keep it fresh and things like that. But we're going to make our own. So a celery seed salad dressing starts with, this is the sweet dressing, okay? So I've got 1/3 cup of sugar here. I'm going to put that in there. Then look what I got here, Ralph. I got 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I've got 1 teaspoon of celery seed, and I love the flavor and the smell of celery seed.
Mm-hmm.
Here's 1 teaspoon of dried ground mustard and 1 teaspoon of a paprika.
And that's just regular white sugar.
And that's just regular white sugar. And we're going to put all these dries sort of together here. And I got a couple of clumps there in my sugar. And then we're going to put it into our blender here.
I heard that dry mustard's worth its weight in gold in France right now.
Yes, there's a mustard seed shortage, from what I understand, in France and maybe other parts of the world. So I hope it gets worked out soon. I just put in 1/3 cup of honey. Okay? So we've got sugar and honey in here, so you can see this is going to be a sweeter dressing. And you know what? If you are able to buy locally raised honey, get that. That is good to eat, and I think it's good for you. I mean, all honey is good, but they say locally raised honey is
The best.
good. So now, where's my lid? Throw it over here. So we are going to kind of start blending this stuff together in the blender. So we've got our basically our seasonings and our honey. Then to this, Ralph, I'm going to add a little lemon juice, and I need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Now, it's really best whenever you have something that calls for lemon juice to use a fresh squeezed. So I squeezed a lemon, and this is what I got out of it. We're going to put a tablespoon of the lemon juice in there, okay? And then I've got a teaspoon of grated onion. And you can see there's a little bit of juice there too, which we want. So let's put that in there.
Is that blender haunted?
Yes.
Why is it going by itself?
Well, because it's sort of it's loosening up. Okay, so then we're going to put in 1/3 of a cup of vinegar. I think what I'm going to do, so it doesn't take off like a rocket, so let me put my 1/3 of a cup of vinegar in there. Okay. And then I'm going to put the lid on. Now, I used an apple cider vinegar. I think it works best for this. Seems to be mixing up pretty good. I see one little spot here in the corner, and I'm going to scrape. Oh, that celery seed smell. Okay, now the last step is the oil. I've got a cup of oil here. You could use vegetable oil, you could use corn oil. I guess you could use olive oil. I'm not using it because olive oil has a fairly pronounced flavor, and I want something really neutral here. Okay.
How's it pronounced?
Well, it has a
more distinct.
Yes, more distinct.
And
flavor.
you want
Thank you.
You want an oil that's neutral.
Neutral, because I really want to taste the celery seed. So I'm going to drizzle this in slowly. This helps create the emulsion. Okay. The mustard powder that's in here, Ralph, is going to be helping with that. You're going to see this oil gradually thicken up. See how see this stream I'm putting in?
Yes.
That's just about what you want.
And it's creating a different color for the dressing too. It's lightening it up.
It is lightening it up, right, which is as it should. And once your oil is all in, you can let that go. Now what I'm going to do is we have to taste. Here, Ralph, take a look. See if you can get a close-up of this. See how, look how nice and thick that is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this will cling to your lettuce and other ingredients in a beautiful way. And if you like a sweeter dressing, oh, that's good. It's sweet, but you still have the vinegar.
And the onion.
And the onion. And so you have a little bit of a tang, but really the first thing that hits sweetness of the dressing.
What about the celery seed? Are you getting that?
Very much. Yeah. It's definitely what we would say, it's giving me celery seed goodness. Okay.
Yum. Okay.
It's definitely celery seed forward. I'm going to do one last little scrape down, and we'll give it one last little power mix here. And it's done. Now, you can make this the day before, which is what I'm doing, and just use a mason jar or whatever.
So when you make it in advance, does it separate? Do you have to blend it?
This has not separate. I've never had experienced where this is separated on me before.
Oh, that's good.
So
But you do refrigerate it.
I do refrigerate it, yes, and you should. And it will thicken up as it gets cold. So what I would suggest is take it out of the fridge a good half hour or so before you're going to use it, okay, so that it loosens up a little bit. So I'm going to scrape the rest of this because we want every drop of this celery seed dressing. But here it is. That's all there is to it, folks, okay, to make a homemade, delicious salad dressing. And like I said, we'll do another episode where I make more of a tangy, savory kind of dressing as opposed to the sweet. But wasn't that fast and easy?
That was.
So, Ralph, thank you for helping out and being back in with the camera work.
My pleasure.
Appreciate that. We appreciate our viewers and our food friends. I'm going to put the website here at the bottom of the screen. And if you like what we do here, please share, like, and subscribe. Take care, and we will look forward to seeing you again real soon, right here on Cavalcade of Food.
We won't see them. They'll see us.
That's right.
So see us next time right here on Cavalcade of Food.
Bye, everybody.